Hey fam, welcome back. Hopefully you guys are doing good and having a great day. If you're not, please let me know what I can do to help you. Until then, there is a lot to talk about today. There are a couple of videos that have been going viral. 13 million views, and then over 500,000 here. And there's some other stuff that we're going to get into today. But what I wanted to start off with is Trump's approval rating. 39%. Right? You look at the graph here, there was a point in his second term where it crossed with his first term. And now he's even doing worse his second term than his first term, which really shocker. So there are a lot of things that are coming out about Trump that we are going to get into in this video. Some Epstein files that have dropped that may implicate Trump into a lot of really big no-nos. So we're going to start with this here.
Folks are not thrilled about this idea of hundreds of thousands of foreign students in the United States. We have about 350,000 Chinese. One point during COVID, you were going to, push to, get them out, but that was pulled back. You've said as many as 600,000 Chinese students could come to the United States. Why, sir, is that a pro-MAGA position when so many American kids want to go to school and there are places not for them, and these universities are getting rich off Chinese money?
Sure. Never said about China, but we do have a lot of people coming in from China. We always have, China and other countries. We also have a massive system of colleges and universities. And if we were to cut that in half, which perhaps makes some people happy, you would have half the colleges in the United States go out of business.
So what?
Well, I think that's a big deal.
Why would that matter? College is such a scam. I was just in college myself not too long ago. I dropped out, earlier this year, back in April, I believe. I see it for what it is. They have you learning most of the material outside of class. They do everything that they can to fail you. But they're so eager to take your money. It's a scam. I don't care if these colleges go fucking bankrupt. We know it's just indoctrination camps anyways, so who cares? And now we want to have 600,000 Chinese students come to our colleges who are legally obligated to spy on us.
I filed a bill yesterday to deny now student visas to Chinese students because China has just passed a law that now requires every national to gather intelligence, including Chinese students here studying, gather intelligence and report back. How do we not pass a law that prevents student visas in that respect? I mean, in the past few years, we've had an explosion of Chinese students that were caught gathering evidence or gathering information on military bases, on college campuses. How do we as lawmakers, policymakers, not do that?
This is what our president cares about.
They fancy
You would have the
historically, the United States.
Yeah, but you would have, as you know, historically black colleges and universities.
I hated watching this part because then he gaslights us by saying, oh, well, the black colleges are going to suffer because we're not bringing in adversarial spies, potentially. This is how compromised this guy is. He's compromised. Look at that.
Would all be out of business. You would have a system of colleges and universities.
So we're dependent on China to keep our university system going?
But I think it's good.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Really good question. If we're depending on foreigners to come in and keep our economy going, then it only shows to us that our economy standing alone is only doomed to collapse. Why is that the case? Well, it's because our economy is shit, and we know it is. And yet here they are trying to gaslight us as if we're doing so good. We're doing so good. Trump himself said we have the best economy since ever. Really. Our teachers are starving. No one can afford to go to college anymore. I had to take out student loans because the stipend that I was receiving from the VA was nowhere near enough to go back and forth to school, to eat, to pay bills. And you're telling me that the economy's doing great? Really?
I actually think it's good to have outside countries. Look, I want to be able to get.
Wow. Wow. So it's great to have potential spies come in instead of our own young people to go to school. It's good for foreigners to come in and potentially spy on us. You guys, are you listening to what this guy is saying?
Along with the
They're
world.
not the French. They're the Chinese. They spy on us. They steal our intellectual property.
What, do you think the French are better?
Yeah.
Really? I don't know. I'll tell you, I'm not so sure. We've had.
Now we're going to make enemies of the French. Yeah, this guy's leadership is going to lead to a lot of conflicts, as it has already with Venezuela. Say what you want about that situation, but look, Maduro had offered everything to us. I'm talking oil, precious metal resources, and the Trump administration refused. And we sent 10% of our naval fleet into their waters. So we're gearing up for major conflict. Why do you think Hegseth is implementing all of these changes with the military? So back to this, though. We're going to make enemies of other nations. And think about this. Is China really that much of a threat? If we're letting 600,000 of their students into our country to potentially spy on us. And not just that, but own, 384,000 acres in this country. They own almost 400,000 acres of our land. Are they really that much of a threat? I don't know.
A lot of problems with the French,
Seems like they're gaslighting us.
where we get taxed very unfairly on our technology, with they put
psyop.
25% taxes on American products. Look, assuming everyone treats us badly, because that's the way I am, but we take in trillions of dollars from students.
Everyone treats us badly because that's the way I am. What?
You know, the students pay more than double when they come in from most foreign countries. I want to see our school system thrive, but at the same time, I know you and I disagree.
Yeah.
We're never going to agree on
No.
it, but that's
Right, but then we have our own college students who come out of college with entire mortgages of debt that they spend 20, 30, 40, 50 years to even come close to paying off. I mean, guys, think about the interest that you're paying on that. You're paying at least double, maybe triple of that off in just interest. You know, we want our Americans to go into slavery debt, right? But it's fine that we can have rich foreigners come in and just pay double the amount that we're making our own students pay. You know, that's it. But they can come in, they can spy on us. That's fine.
okay. And it's not that I want them, but I view it as a business. We have millions and millions of people. Also,
Yeah, that's the problem. You're viewing our government as a fucking business. The country as a business. This is the problem. When government came together to marry business, that's why we have all of these fucking problems.
so I want to get along with countries if possible. You know, people are shocked. Remember, Hillary Clinton said, we'll
Then why did you say that France is worse than China? Why did you just say that? If you're trying to get along with other nations.
still be in a war. I stopped 8 wars in the last 9 months. I don't want to be in wars.
You just bombed Iran not too long ago. And you're sending $3.8 billion a fucking year on top of the $500 million that we already send to their military to fund our greatest ally that we don't even have an official treaty pact with. And you didn't end the Russia-Ukraine war. You're not ending the war in the Middle East. You're starting a war with Venezuela. What are you doing? You're not stopping shit.
If I am in a war, we're going to win the thing fast, and it'll be violent.
With Venezuela.
But you
Speaking
know
of-
what? I don't want to be in wars. But one thing, You don't want to cut half of the people, half of the students from all over the world that are coming into our country, destroy our entire university and college system. I don't want to do that.
I wouldn't lose any.
And don't forget, MAGA was my idea. MAGA was nobody else's idea. I know what MAGA wants better than anybody else. And MAGA wants to see our country thrive.
So MAGA wants 600,000 potential spies to come in and thrive our economy. That's what MAGA wants. Well, it's exactly why I'm not MAGA. And that's exactly why no one should be MAGA. Make America great again. Yeah, should be MIGA. If you guys know what I mean. All right. So here we're talking about H-1B visas, pretty sure.
There's never going to be a country like what we have right now.
And does that
the
mean
Republicans have to talk about it, Laura.
And does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign
but
workers.
You also do have to bring in talent. When
Well, we
a
have
country
plenty of talented people
no, you
here.
don't. No, you don't.
Oh, so America doesn't have talent, apparently. Seems like he missed the show. Or he just didn't watch it at all. You, the American people, this is exactly why I hate the word talent, because it's fucking meaningless. Everyone always puts the label of talent onto someone when they don't understand that person. I have people tell me all the time, oh, you have such a talent in music. You have such a talent in dioramas. You have such a talent in what you do. No, I don't. I just put in hard work to learn what I have. The reason you say it's talent is because you don't see the days, weeks, months, and years that I put into building my skill set. It's hard work. It's never talent. But, since we're talking about talent here, America doesn't have any hard work, doesn't have any talent. But let's flood the country with hundreds of thousands, potentially millions of people who will not assimilate into our culture and then take our jobs that we are already projected to lose 300,000 jobs already. Amazon just cut 30,000 jobs just this past year alone, filled 10,000 of those jobs with AI, and then filled the rest of that with H-1B visas. What they're actually doing is they're not importing talent at all. They're taking people from these countries who are completely fine with taking nearly slave wages while replacing you because you want too much. You average plebeian. You want too much. You want to live. How dare you? How dare you want to live? In 2001, the federal minimum wage was $7.25. Now in 2025, it's still $7.25. We are being replaced. I refuse.
You don't have talented people here?
No, you don't have certain talents, and people have to learn.
Farming and hospitality. That's what we don't have. Aren't enough farmers. There's not enough front desk people at the hotels.
You can't take people off an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles.
Why?
How did we ever do it before?
Well,
When you and I were
I'll give you
growing
an
up.
example. In Georgia, they raised.
Why? We have people on unemployment all the time. Why? People are putting in thousands and thousands of applications every single day. They can't find a job. Why? Why? Kick all of these people out. Kick all of these people out. There are more people in this country than there are jobs. Do you not realize how much of a problem that is?
Because they wanted illegal immigrants out. They had people from South Korea that made
Hyundai.
batteries all their lives. You know, making batteries are very complicated. It's not an easy thing and very dangerous. A lot of explosions, a lot of problems.
So because you don't know how to make batteries, we're not going to put the time in to train you how to make batteries. And we're just going to give it to the first foreigner that comes over. And that's okay with taking cents on the dollar.
Had like 500 or 600 people, early stages, to make batteries and to teach people how to do it. Well, they wanted them to get out of the country. You're going to need that, Laura. I mean, I know you and I disagree on this. You can't just say a country's coming in, going to invest $10 billion to build a plant, and going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't worked in 5 years, and they're going to start making missiles.
So America is nothing but stupid, talentless, lazy people. Right. Well, we know what he thinks about the American people. But what does he think about the American military? Well, let's find out, shall we? This guy, president of Syria. He was a leader for Al-Qaeda, responsible for thousands, potentially hundreds of thousands of the deaths of our service members. And this clown brought him into the Oval Office a day before Veterans Day and on the birthday of the Marine Corps. What a massive slap to the face of veterans who served during the global war on terror. I was one of them. Not just that, look at this. So, we were fighting Al-Qaeda, and yet here we are playing basketball. Army generals, or at the very least, the Army. So this administration allowed a terrorist to play basketball with our military leaders, and then allowed him into the Oval Office. But it gets worse. The war on terror was a lie. Our service members died for nothing. And then we have this. This was dropped either yesterday or a couple of days ago. And boy, have people had a heyday searching into these files. And guess who may be implicated? I want you to realize that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. Police chief, etc. I'm 75% there. This is back in 2011. So, a few years before Trump announced he was running for president. Interesting. Everything we've been told has been a lie. The reason we got involved in the global war on terror, a lie. Our greatest ally, a lie. What MAGA represents, a lie. Who Trump is, a lie. All of it. All of it. And we fell for it. Because I voted for Trump 2015. I missed the vote for 2020. I would have voted for Joe Jorgensen anyways. But I voted for Trump again in 2024. Business as usual. This is why I say it's time for a new party. It's time for a party of the people. We as men especially, everyone, but especially men, must stand up in mass together, start running for office and taking these positions from these traitors. Look at this. Trump should be impeached for this. We need America first and America only people to replace these traitors. If you want to know how to fix things. Well, guys, you let me know what you think about this whole thing down in the comments section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If this video helped you, please like, share, subscribe. Join the family, guys. If you need me, I'm always here. Please remember to take care of yourselves, both mind and body. Take care of each other. I love you all. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.